it's an annual handicraft fair, and the aim is to find marketing opportunities, especially from.
So we're going to start over in the wood section, and then we'll make our way kind of around the outside of the workshops.
Kilimanjaro. Wow. Yeah. Very clever. Yeah. That's he's so unique.
And it's also
We are going to see the wedding section over there. But here, we have some workers. All of us were disabled. You know, we are made different things, different items. Here's over. Have you seen them? And this is our supervisor, Mr. Frank. I hope that you take this time please to explain what he's doing here. Mr. Frank, welcome.
You're welcome to our section. This is a bird house. Bird house. You know bird house.
Right.
So it's within this door. You know the birds need a small door to go inside. But you will see in the shop we have some which we are finished. But this is not finished. We are still continue to make it. And we are making different things like animals, toys. So this is a template we're using when we make it. And this is a giraffe. See? There are many different things. Like this zebra. Yeah. So we have different. You see in the shop, there's something we have in the shop. There are plastic we put inside. So easy to put in your bag, a small bag, and it's easy to carry. So we are making many things. For example, this coaster. I think you know coaster. We will put some small bits inside here. We are making now, but you will see in the shop. So maybe this introduction of our section.
Maybe if people have any questions about this particular workshop.
Where do you get the wood from?
But what wood we are using here, we're using scrap wood. Scrap wood because our workshop it's special for like scrap metal, scrap wood. Instead of to buy all new woods in the shops because you know Ellie can explain how do we.
So basically everything that we make here has been offcuts from a few different companies. A lot of the hardwood that we get donated is from a company called Hotel, which is up by the airport, and they donate a lot of hardwood for us. The products such as these, there's a lot of people in Dar who are making the Dawood furniture. You'll see it probably a lot once you've been a bit longer. Now a lot of people, pieces like this, they normally.
And I hope that more questions, I hope that Ellie will explain more and more about one workshop.
So, I mean, Safe is, he's the artist very much. known for his water.
No, no, just me.
Alifanya kazi ile kabisa mpya, design mpya yani. Elfu mbili na in like 2004 he came up with this design and still it's a signature.
Different areas. Which all over the world. All over the world.
He was from South Africa. He was from India. He was from Kenya. He was from
Size cool. That's not the biggest. The biggest is like 20. And the small one,
On a day run.
Is that how they make them? They do a complete water. You start the next water, whether they do bits like they do it in pieces.
with a design like that, it makes it. Ben, kama anatengeneza moja, anatengeneza moja, alafu anamaliza kabisa au anakata. Okay, so he cut enough. So he'll prepare enough of this, and then he'll send it. So he'll prepare everything.
All the parts.
There's another one that actually isn't here. It's made. It's more beautiful. It's made from tiny pieces of bolts. So he literally assembles all bolts, keys, and then it forms the body.
I saw the one with the spring as a stomach as well.
Nafanya pamoja na wasanii wengine.
Very careful with the tires.
Wewe
Here.
This was kind of a we just need to make it.
Sasa nani anatengeneza juu?
Eh?
Unapanda ngazi au unaweka chini? Okay.
Safi sana. Normally if you come to the new one, you're supposed to get a 3 day, 3 months for training. And to make sure that you do it very No, not only me, but the first time there is someone that now is design, but we have another one called Mr. Safe. That one that I was supervisor. Mr. Safe.
Mr. Safe.
Oh, there. He made everything out there. But because it's there is someone called Eva from Scotland, he came and showed us how to make these things. Well, normally, it depends, but sometimes more than it depends on the material.
How many people are there working on it? One person or I think you do need some multipliers and you do need some indirect sales channels and focus on the stuff where you can make money.
But it's also, for me, definitely it's balancing ideas because before it was very much, this position was very isolated. Whereas we formed an executive committee where we had pure business advice and business people. And already it's how, because if you're kind of working on your own all the time, and I'm sharing ideas with these guys structurally, but in terms of marketing and business and pushing it's very, because here you can become very closed off. I don't know if you find from what's happening outside of Tanzania in terms of what the avenues are, what the possibilities are. You're always stuck in the kind of.
The other thing that you guys are going to have to think about is the idea of welded art. In South Africa, it's all over the place as well. So you got to think about some competitive advantage. You know, what are the local materials that you can blend in that only Tanzania can do?
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Yeah. Why is Tanzanian welding something in itself?
Yeah.
But I mean, actually, Timberland isn't doing anything else. It looks a little bit different, and it's bigger car parts. And he's selling it for 7 digits.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the main difference.
So that's branding.
But that's
Yeah,
also,
that's right.
It's branding.
and that's to the artist.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, once you get the brand and basically then have it through art advisors and what's once you have a couple of people in London and Hong Kong and in New York and LA who think it's chic to have Tanzanian welded art in the.
But especially the story, as you said, about exactly the.
And then they tell the story, and obviously over dinner everybody thinks what great human beings they are because they support this cause.
I have a similar, platform back in Singapore itself where we support some 60 to 100 social entrepreneurs from the marginalized sector. And that means they have all sorts of disabilities, from intellectual disability to physical disability, hearing impairment, and even depression and bipolar, and all sorts of conditions where they can't usually find stable work. And what we do is, because they all have some artistic talent, we've linked them up into an art market. Something like what you've just talked about. I started this in 2006, but we placed them in the center of a traffic. Traffic meaning a shopping center that has already been proven to be very successful, so that the works get eyeballed. And the other part of it really is to enable the mainstream to actually get to know those who are being marginalized, and enable those who are being marginalized to have a chance to interact and gain confidence and dignity within the mainstream platform itself. And what we've also done with that, so the crafts and so on get displayed, then the artists are there to explain their new products and all, and so the story is being told. But what we've found to be really, really profitable and really coming up is auctions. Where we get really, really good pieces. Because after a while, each of these marginalized artists begin to have their unique craft being exhibited, and people begin to know that if I want something like this, I'll go to this store. And then we say the really, really good pieces from all this, we'll have it once in a year, where there'll be an auction, and during the auction itself, we'll invite the philanthropists and so on, the corporate, companies and all, to come. And what we always tell them is this: you pay what it's worth, not because it's charity or not because it's for marginalized artists, but you pay what it's worth for you to be able to tell your story. And we found that some people pay a lot of money for something like that.
Well, and overall the auction principle, I think, things like that. Once you have a couple of
They're making the beads from the empty bottles. They grind the bottles, then they put these ones in different shapes into these ones. These ones. So they grinded bottles, they put in here, and then they put in the furnace. Then after 45 minutes, they put them out, they cool them in the water, then they get various shapes, then they design into finished ones, and then they just stage ya kwanza ni ipi ambao wanakuwa wanaifanya?
Umetoka ule anayetengeneza. These are recycled flower vases, which is made from the cut of the wood, and then mounted glue, basically glued into it's all proving to be very popular and profitable stuff. We're making lamps, like 2 wire lamps,
Where do?
Well, they're doing the jewelry back there.
Oh, there?
Yeah.
The jewelry.
Yeah, that would be I draw the pictures and then they have the people. Yeah, that would be each of them. Is that each of them? Wow, that's so
Per year? $65.
That doesn't have to include any health insurance. That's just can be a basic salary. There are a lot of people though who work for less than 80,000. Especially in bars, a lot of people work for 50,000. Here, there is no average salary to do with how much they feed it and how much responsibility they have. The average employee earns $120 US, and that would be excluding a bonus which they receive, depending on the sales of that department, they receive 9% of the monthly income, depending on the section they work on. The welding workshop is organised differently, they receive 5% of every single piece they make because it's individualistic. So they would receive their salary and then they receive 5% of every single piece of artwork they receive.
After working, they are very motivated because of the participation, when they integrate every people, they don't get pride. They need, at workplace, it's where you meet people more. So I think it's the best time to integrate to just workplace, rather than being, isolated, sort of.
I think that the tolerance of other countries than ours is much higher for people with a disability than actually in Switzerland, for example. The tolerance is not really well. It's such an elite society. Probably in countries like this, it's more an access problem than an integration problem.
Yeah, because there's a lot of social activity going, through working place. So, you can talk about everything, football, whatever, maybe it's a play, a dance, instead, disabled people, maybe they couldn't, attend maybe to something, different, but they need to integrate with, able people, so they know what they're doing, what is their, after work activity, what they do, and what they need to do, what they can't do. I think it's better to mix everything.
For me to integrate is probably most difficult in Switzerland. I can travel wherever I want. It's easier for me to get connected, wherever I go.
Most countries are a lot flatter.
And this is the minus.
Most countries are much flatter. That's what I don't know.
I don't talk about the access. I talk about people's mind and the tolerance.
But that's what makes a difference.
Yes, absolutely.
Building guarantee access.
Absolutely, no question.
Well, I think, take a step back. A funny presentation like ours about what's the story to the children and so on is how would the disabled themselves let the story be told? Is it when you give something, for example, the benefits largely to the giver or the taker? I tend to think that it's the giver. Because we feel so good after that, That's the narrative. Yeah.
That's why it needs to be personal.
But really energy, really it's like the people who produce those. That's your competitive advantage,
Yeah,
To be honest, I think maybe it's the competitive disadvantage.
No, it's a competitive advantage, I think, from the point of view of marketing the product itself. But is that a competitive advantage in terms of uplifting the sensitivity, you know, from amongst the people who are not integrated
But
and disabled?
can't you accomplish that in other ways? I mean, this organization of disabled people can collaborate with organizations of non-disabled outside
The
of
ecosystem.
the ecosystem, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's correct. So, you know, that in itself is a way of integration. And
You know, call me crazy, but I actually love, I think it's a delicious irony that people in this organization who tend to be disabled are earning double GDP. I think, you know,
by
you should,
welding heavy stuff.
exactly.
That's just,
I mean, you know, I think you should make people inside aware of that and make it a point of pride. Rub it in the faces of the non-disabled people, right? I mean, that's such a delicious irony.
You know, that were arising from what you said about, you know, them earning almost double and therefore people should be rushing here. We just want to work here. So why aren't people rushing here to customers? Very long.
well, if you sell more, you could employ more, then it's a luxury issue whether that is able to everybody.
And I think that the key thing that they need to work on is the three key steps that you identified. So I think the big business brands, I think the question would be, after now having seen it, what are the things that they need to do in order to take it to that next level, in order to deal with some of the solutions that Alex and I this morning? I mean, you had sort of already identified one, now that you've been here. Do you still think that governance structure is the key issue that needs to be resolved? Is there other things that need to be resolved?
You always have a standing order of the say that okay, I need this money to vendor or your the order, the purchase order is always there, means you need to export only this much and it's got how does it work? Whatever you produce, is there a regular supply that you manufacture and then you export to the US? You always have a standing order that every day or in a month you need to send me this many pieces of the bird or the water. You have something of that sort, it's only
I mean, you regular customers will talk about